hit the moon. We can't talk between three buildings.
I got one minor bone to pick with Gus. Since Apollo is derived very heavily from Mercury and Gemini, and we rely extremely much on that experience, I don't really want him to forget what he's learned in Gemini, but rather to bring it with him, and I suspect that's really what he's going to do.
I'm only going to forget the bad things.
You keep telling me there weren't any. I think it's a great crew. I think that Gus has shown he's a good commander, and I look forward to the whole Apollo team working with these guys and beginning what I hope will be a long and successful Apollo flight schedule.
Joe, I'm sure they'd appreciate some indication of the extent of the experiments to be carried in the first flight or any particular maneuver. Seeing Ed White here might raise questions about EVA.
No, for Ed's benefit, the hatch will be firmly closed in the Apollo. We don't open the hatch until Block 2.
Well, we're here today to talk a little bit about forthcoming flight Apollo 11, hopefully the culmination of the Apollo national objective. And we are here being able to talk about this attempt because of the success of 4 previous Apollo manned flights and a number of unmanned flights. Each of those flights contributed in a great way to this flight. Each and every flight took a large number of new objectives and large hurdles and left us with just a very few additions, the final descent, lunar surface work, and ascent to be completed. We're very grateful to those large effort of people here at MSC and across the nation who made those first flights possible, successful, and made it possible for us to sit here today and discuss Apollo 11 with you.
We'll be picking up where the Apollo 10 flight left off when they did their phasing maneuver. And at this point, after departing the command module, coming down in the descent orbit, we'll be igniting the descent engine for the first time under a long burn condition when it is not docked with the command module. And executing this burn under control of the computer, being directed toward the various targets that are fed into the computer, will be new on this flight. Also, we'll be making use of the landing radar and its inputs into the computer, inputs in terms of altitude and velocity updates, which will bring us down in the prescribed conditions as we approach the surface of the moon. Of course, the actual control of the touchdown itself will be a rather new item in that it will be testing this man-machine interface to a very sophisticated degree. The touchdown itself will be the ultimate test on the landing gear and the various systems that are in the spacecraft.
Now, what particular gain do you see that you as human beings go there to the moon yourselves and for your country and for mankind as a whole? And do you think that eventually the moon will become a part of the civilized world, just as the Antarctic is now, which was also once a remote and inaccessible place.
The objective of this flight is precisely to take man to the moon, make a landing there, and return. That is the objective. There are a number of peripheral secondary objectives, including some of those you mentioned early in your question, that we hope very highly to achieve in great depth. But the primary objective is the ability to demonstrate that mankind in fact can do this kind of a job. How we'll use that information in the centuries to come, only history will tell. I hope that we're wise enough to use the information that we get on these early flights to the maximum advantage possible. And I would think that in the light of our experience over the past decade, that we can indeed hope for that kind of a result.
Sequence starts. 6,